Woman to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
Jesus never know.
Hosanna.
I mean, I'm gonna say
Hosanna.
Jesus never know.
Hosanna.
Strong and mighty. Yes, we can call him all. See, I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me. Yes, it does. Yes, yes, we can call him all. See, I'm an overcomer. I say, yes, we can call him.
Yes, we can call him. Over Satan power. Desire in Kuni.
See, I'm an overcomer.
I'm an overcomer.
I say yes, wedding Kuni.
Yes, wedding Kuni.
Oh, yeah.
Over Satan power. Desire in Kuni. I'm an overcomer.
I'm a ding now. I'm getting to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
I am for you now.
Hosanna.
Jesus Narbano.
Hosanna.
I am for you now.
Hosanna.
I'm getting to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
I mean, I want to say Hosanna. Jesus Narbano.
Hosanna.
I am for you now. Kojo, come on.
Hosanna.
Woman to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
Hey, I am for you now. Handkerchief. Woman to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
I am for you now. Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
I am for you now. Woman to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
He said handkerchief, man. Hosanna. Hey, Coda. Hosanna. Sing with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hosanna. I'm like, I'm happy. Hosanna. Come on.
It's the keyboardist. I like when you're listening to me, you know, because you play an instrument.
Yes.
You hear.
I feel the music in my blood. Oh, I don't just hear it in my ears. I feel it in my blood. You know, and the bass.
In my fingers.
Come on. Come on.
I feel it in my toes.
In your toes.
That's all right. That's all right. Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to have you here. We're still in Pinktober, you know, breast cancer awareness. You know, the color is pink. So we're getting pink every day for the whole of this month. Today is also the day after some of you, your world just collapsed because there was no WhatsApp, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook.
That was mad.
It was legendary, eh?
It was mad because my first thought went to those who run businesses online. And if they had no alternatives, how were they going to cope? If this was anyway permanent.
You're a good woman. My first thought was to restart my phone like 4 times. Because I thought there was something. So
Valerie, what was your first thought?
Restart. I restarted my phone. Nothing was happening.
Look at the straight, like Valerie is trying to keep a straight face.
She was shocked there.
I don't know, that's what I'm asking. Because all of a sudden she has this prim and proper look on her face.
She will appear on the screen pretty soon. But it was, you know, and I was thinking that's the perfect time to get out of any group that you don't like. You know?
No,
and I tried it and I couldn't exit some of the groups because you have to have WhatsApp on.
It has to be connected before.
I wanted to just leave. Some of the groups are annoying, you know. So I just wanted to
now
leave.
your group members know what you think of them. They are not going to like you very much.
Some of them. Then I started hearing rumors. They said a 13-year-old in China had hacked Facebook and caused confusion to the world. Which was fake news.
I bet it was.
It was fake news.
You see, young people are doing amazing things, especially from China. And there's a running joke between me and some of my friends that Chinese children in class 1, class 2, they are developing pens and pencils. And by the time they get to class 6 or GHS, they are doing like little iPods and whatnot. And I'm here. I have no idea what went into manufacturing this pen.
They're just using it.
Yeah,
and the Ghanaian kids are doing what? They are praying for their friends. I saw some video like that. Some African kids slapping somebody's head.
Oh, we are dancing. We are just having a jolly good time.
And today is also World Teachers Day.
Yep.
So shout out to all teachers. But there were some subjects that we dreaded going to. I think between French, music, maths, and maybe technical skills. I know technical skills was your subject. You didn't like that subject.
Mr. Osu, Bishop girls people can relate.
So shout out all the teachers. What subject did you dread the most because of the teacher? Let us know. 055 556 1034.
Can I just throw all the mentors in there as well? Because there are people who have mentored us.
Okay, good teachers.
Who have also become like teachers in our lives. And for me, teachers is not complete without adding
some
those
mentors.
Some people never stepped into the classroom. They never held a chalk on a blackboard or a marker pen on a whiteboard. But they still imparted so much. So I just want to throw
shout out to all the mentors.
All the mentors in there.
Now what's on our
I have
show
a
today?
long list.
A long list there.
Yeah.
You want to give it now or you want to tell us what's on the show?
Later. So on the show today, we are going to discover more about being ourselves, and the doctor will set us off on just the right note to understand what it means to actually be yourself.
Be yourself.
Because it's one of the key things. That's the beginning that you need, really. If you don't know yourself, how do other people know you? How do you know what is acceptable to you, what is offensive to you? I think that's very important.
So be yourself.
So be yourself is important. Of course, we started the show right. Today we are having an honorable member of parliament, an honorable deputy speaker of parliament at the table with us to join us for breakfast, and we'll be looking into his life and what parliament has come to mean to him from his humble beginnings as a trotro mate.
A Vanda mate.
Charlie?
And you know Vanda's there, we say hold your...
This calf, don't be doing... Okay, so the honorable member will be coming to the table this morning, and Kaf and him will exchange vandal pleasantries behind the scenes before we actually come on. But we also have the headlines, as we always do every morning. And Valerie will bring everything to a light note like she did yesterday, and she was trendy.
There she comes.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
On 3.
And so, also, you guys, reason why I was laughing was that, Kaf, are you on Snapchat?
I'm not on... Yes, wait.
Snapchat was working.
No, I'm on TikTok.
Okay, so Snapchat was working, Twitter was working.
Yes, Twitter was working.
For those of you who want to stay behind in the trends, I mean, update so you can still be on social media when it goes out.
But how many businesses are on Snapchat?
A lot.
You have no idea. Politicians are on Snapchat.
A lot.
I don't pretend to know.
If I'm going to, I mean, this is debatable, but between Snapchat right now and Twitter, I think they are one of the biggest, most interactive.
And TikTok too.
Yeah. So you can upgrade and come to Twitter, and meanwhile you can.
I am on Twitter. I am on Snapchat.
So you can follow all our handles on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and then on Instagram. Today on Keep an Eye, we'll be going to Atadeka Junction. That's around the Ashaman area. I know that around this time, traffic is already building up. That's with Jay. And then we are also going to be looking at a destroyed drain and flooding. We are going to the Pokwasi interchange. And then we are going to look at the stealing of guardrails and street lights. That's what we're going to be looking at. And then we'll have a one-on-one sit-down with Coda. If you watch that intro and you saw the beginning video, you know who our guest later on will be. So if you want to ask Coda 7 questions and you know, you can send your conversation in on our WhatsApp number 0555-610-34. That's it from my side, guys.
And guys, Cap, because you have 3 strong boys.
Yes.
Reproductive health
Yes.
for boys, a key conversation that most homes do not have. I am tempted to think that sometimes the focus is more on the girls than it is on the boys, but there's an equal responsibility on parents to offer that reproductive health education to boys as well as girls, and we'll be having a little insight into that as well today on the show. So if you need any help, any pointers in how to, you know, open up more to your children, your wards who are boys, about their reproductive health, I'm sure this would prove quite insightful.
It's just like, let's talk about sex. I mean, that's the breakdown.
Kaf, let's not talk
I
about
was just
sex.
waiting for you to.
Let's talk about cholesterol. We are going to be talking about cholesterol today.
Okay,
so
that
let's
one
not
too
talk about
is
sex.
important.
Because you know you are
Let's talk
50.
about
You know you are 50.
Somebody's thinking, well, what's reproductive health? We're talking about sex.
Sex.
I mean, I like to break things down for everybody. You know what I'm
Break down cholesterol, Cap.
Cholesterol
that's
is
what we'll be looking
the
at.
narrowing of your arteries because of fat.
So how do we deal with that? Questions on that?
As a non-lead.
Send your comments to us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And it has not crashed. At least the crash has uncrashed. So we are back. We are back to streaming ways.
Right.
So you can send your questions and comments to us. We are grateful to our sponsors: Awake Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. And like we always say, choose Awake Mineral Water because 1 peswa of every bottle you buy will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center to go towards funding treatment for those who cannot afford. So do that.
Okay, it's now time for Dr. Kofi Osei Kusi. Be yourself. Good morning.
It's exciting to come your way again this morning with a wisdom nugget for your day. And guess what? A nugget a day helps to keep the problems away. Today, let's talk about be yourself. Be your authentic self. You know what? The world is like a factory production plant. It seems like everything keeps compressing us for all of us to become the same. I don't know if you have worked in a factory before, but I remember working in a factory many years ago in this foreign country. I was there a little bit and I had to do a few different work here and there a little bit. And one day I worked in a factory, and this factory, you know, we were packaging sandwiches, you know what, you know, we were, you know, the bread and, you know, it was like chicken sandwich and, you know, tuna sandwich and things like that. Then it comes out and it's packaged, and then you put it in boxes, and then it gets down to the shops. And even for sandwiches and for other production, other products, the goal is for it to all be as similar as possible. And that is how the world seems to be. Educational system and society and social media. And what have you tried to force all of us to be alike? Try to force all of us to think alike. Try to force all of us, you know, to be like a copy of everything else. But you know what? You have to dare to be yourself. You have to dare to be your unique, authentic self. All of us are made with unique gifts, unique talents, and all of us are complementary to one another. Even twins may look like the same, but they have unique identities. And it's so important that you discover who you are. Find out what is unique about you. Find out what your gifts and talents are. And please, don't focus too much on other people. Example, and I know I keep talking about social media, but if you don't manage that well, it will be like you're always watching other people and you're always trying to be like other people and you're always comparing yourself with other people. But that is not how to live. It is better to look inward. It is better to look inward and look at your unique identity and ask yourself, how can I be the best version of myself? And so today, my wisdom nugget is be bold, be authentic, and be yourself. Be your authentic self. The unique thing that are in you, listen to that inner voice. Do the things that are right, that you know that you're supposed to do. Don't be a copy, and don't be a carbon copy of somebody else. Be your authentic self. We are celebrating uniqueness today, and I'm inspiring you and challenging you to get out there every single day. Be your authentic self. Have yourself an authentic day.
that's your weather update, and we are doing social media. Hey, I look, my dress and the wall are very
Very green.
Environmentally friendly.
It's like when I wore yellow on the yellow couch, then I look like the couch.
Yeah,
I
green on the
went green on the this one.
Uncle.
And I look like,
We call it
we
uncle.
we are matching. We are
Uncle.
matching. We are matching. So guys, yesterday, major social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter crashed. And
Twitter didn't crash.
didn't
oh.
crash.
Yeah, we were there, Papa.
Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp crashed.
Yes.
Or they stopped working
Yes.
for
For a long time.
for hours.
Yes.
I think I noticed it sometime around maybe 3-4 p.m.
Yeah, that was the time it happened.
After I had restarted my
Yeah.
phone and restarted my phone, it had to take someone to prompt me that, oh, but T, like
Something's
the
happening.
sites are down. And I'm thinking, but how would I know? I've been trying to get on. They said, yes, but the internet is working.
Yeah.
And I felt a bit, okay, so I'm not being very smart right now. But in my defense, like, it had been a full day and people didn't know what to do with themselves because
they
Facebook
lived
is
there.
down.
I realized it around 5 p.m.ish when I was trying to send somebody a message and I hear that back, you know, and then so
How many times did you restart? Confess.
no, I didn't restart.
Okay.
I just kept sending.
And it wasn't
then,
going?
Yeah, it wasn't going,
Okay,
and
all
then
right.
somebody drew my attention.
Minute silence for all those who restarted.
I
their phones.
wanted some photographs from our guy Paul. I call him the apostle. I sent him a message. Say, Apostle, me and you, we are not like this. So like you should be sending those. And it turns out he had also tried to send the photos across to me, but obviously WhatsApp crashed. So not a chance was the pictures going to send on his end for me to receive on mine.
Look, that's Twitter. Hello.
Literally everyone. Maybe their competition was down.
Yeah,
Competition was down.
Everyone was on Twitter yesterday.
And people were diving to Telegram, you know, as an alternative. And Telegram also started slowing down. You know,
and
Carry
then
the weight.
oh, hello.
please don't fix anything. I need to take a break from my girlfriend.
Oh, sorry, inshallah.
Non-assertive man. Tell her that you want him to break. You don't have to wait for.
Really? You don't need to fix it. Dowdy, whose boyfriend is Dowdy?
That's Mark
You should
Zuckerberg.
see that he posted this, and I want to catch some slack for it, for what he did. So this was Mark. Mark Zuckerberg didn't have an easy time of things last night, did he?
No, he
In
did
fact,
not.
he lost billions. We've been told about
Mark Zuckerberg today.
$6 billion in those hours that the site shut down alone. He lost $6 billion.
not just Mark, but then online shops, online sales. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
And I'm sure the Chinese were just watching and thinking, because they have their own system. So
Yeah,
this
WeChat
one, we think concern
and
China with Facebook.
Look at
They're on their own Weibo or whatever, WeChat and all kinds of things. So yeah, that was it.
all
Most
the
people
others
live-
were working, and that's the apology from the
Mark.
Facebook CEO, and he's saying they are coming back online now. Sorry for the disruption today. I know how much you rely on our services to stay connected with people you care about, or to spy on them, or to monitor those
2,100
you
comments.
really hate. But yeah, so Mark Zuckerberg came to apologize. 2.1k comments. What I wouldn't give to read through all of them. I wonder if he reads the comments. I'm sure he wouldn't, because
I'm sure from Ghana there will be things,
some of
things
them
like,
will not be nice.
there will be things like, who are you?
Some of them will not be nice. So 2.6k reactions. I mean,
okay.
it's not bad.
So those of you who live on Facebook, over to you now.
It's not
And
bad.
then no, there are some people who cannot go an hour without going on their phone to check WhatsApp messages.
Then they are addicted.
So yesterday, I don't know if you realized it, but I sort of welcomed it because there was peace and quiet.
Thank you. That's
Why,
the way to
you
look
were
at it.
trending. So why did you want peace and quiet? You're an honor person.
Mark is coming after you.
Yes, Scarf, thanks.
if the 6 billion he lost had just miraculously landed in my pocket, like the Pandora Papers money that we are talking about, then I would have said, "Hi, Mark, how are you?" But yeah, nah.
No, that kind of alert.
He's still, I think, number 5 on the list.
Okay.
Number 6 now, with 115.8 billion.
I see.
This man lost 6
Yeah.
out of what? So he's still hundreds of a billionaire is what?
I've
Still
not,
a
been, I've not
billionaire.
been following it, so I didn't know Elon was number 1.
Hey, Tesla, he is.
Okay. This is the guy who is sending people up into space on joyrides.
Yep.
We wish him well.
You know, Star Trek, they're going to have one
One of
in
the
the
actors.
next few days.
Okay.
One of the actors,
William
quite
Shatner.
elderly,
Shatner.
90-year-old.
Yeah,
I
William
think.
Shatner.
He'll be going into space pretty shortly. And then it's all Tesla.
90 years.
saw Tesla. And of course, Jeff, Bernard, Bill Gates is now number 4, Microsoft, Larry Ellison, and then Zuckerberg.
The way you,
So
you
he's still in
mentioned
the top 10.
the way you mentioned Bernard is like you went to Damascus with him, you know.
Oh,
Bernard.
how? This one would have been like my mother's meeting.
No, but the way you mentioned it, Bernard, it's like you know him.
Shout out to all the Tabasco 1978 year group. But I mean, he's still in the top 10. So
Okay.
6 billion, a lot of money. Hey, what this country can do is $6 billion. But look, it's now number 6 in the Billionaires Forbes chart after losing 6.8. So it's closer to 7 billion.
Yeah, that's like
Due to
40
Facebook, Instagram,
billion
WhatsApp
Ghana
outage.
cedis. That's like 40 billion Ghana cedis.
That is some serious cash.
Money, sorry.
That is some serious cash. There are also stories circling around. I'm not sure you've seen the hashtag Facebook whistleblower. But
Yes,
there's a
yes.
woman who is making claims against Facebook, the company, that they are inciting, or they're not doing enough to protect the platform from hate speech and whatnot. And there are some who think that this crash could be linked to that Facebook whistleblower thing that's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think there are there's any merit to what the lady may be saying? Follow the hashtag Facebook whistleblower and then tell us what you think. Maybe have a read a little bit and see what this woman, her name is Frances Horgan, and she's saying that Facebook has not done enough to protect its online community, especially teenagers. Does that worry you that parts of the report she alluded to claim that children especially were being disadvantaged by the social media
you don't
platforms?
want your children to be overexposed to certain things like what she's talking about. So yeah, for parents, guardians, concerned citizens, it will be worrying.
Yeah,
Definitely.
especially where we don't have a system where we can actually monitor or drive the traffic to certain sites. When you're not home, assuming you have kids and you're not home, it just blows off, and you don't know which sites your kids are going. We don't have any control over social media and what happens on there. So, yeah, most of child exploitation and all of this is happening. It started actually on Facebook, where initially when social media began, and everybody was just happy to be putting their kids out there. They are going here and going there,
And then you expose your children to danger.
Yeah, so
Okay. What else is trending?
What else is trending for us? I mean, yesterday we had a super swell day, didn't we?
Yes, indeed.
And
Two
from
hearts.
morning to evening, it was just high. I was high as a kite. So I did a little Snapchat video when I was watching the Two Hearts telenovela yesterday.
Oh, all right.
I needed to move rooms to another room to get it, and everyone was wondering, but what's wrong? You always watch this telly. Why are you going on there? Because the one that I needed to watch could only be got on the DTT channels. So here was I moving and trying to scan through the channels, and I finally said, "Oh, Lady Rita, they are seated. I couldn't even finish watching the news. I was literally just sat there watching them.
I actually, because I knew I couldn't actually watch it, I wouldn't be on air at that time. I came in studio. I mean, I was looking at how you should have felt the heat in the studio. It was really warm and it was nice.
So it's on.
It's on. And yesterday we all, you and I together, all of us watched the very first episode. So now you've met Mona, now you've met Lisa, now you've met a few of the other characters. I think Crab's character is
He's not in yet. He's not in yet. He's not in yet.
is yet to material. I think we are meeting him today. If is it the one that tells you what to look forward to in the next episode? What is it called? I don't even know. So if that's anything
Trailer?
to go by, we may be seeing Leo Sabayoyo maybe later today. But you see all the things that we've been talking about since we started announcing that this was going to air. We are talking about rich families and poor families and the struggles that both appear to face. And it doesn't seem that rich families alone have their problems and then poor families have their problems. Charlie, wahala dey everywhere.
Everywhere.
Wahala dey everywhere. And it just brings it into sharp focus. I like the fact that it's addressing the issue of raising children and the parental control and to how far it goes even when you are older. My mom doesn't like me to talk about it because you are X years old and your parents still feel they can, ask you to to do certain things. I'm excited to see where it
What
goes.
happened
And
next
so
episode?
now you've seen it, and you should see it every night. Lifestyle TV. You watch the Two Hearts telenovela. It's on at 8 p.m. every night. So Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. There's an omnibus at 12 noon on Saturdays, followed by the chat room. So the director and the rest will be sitting there and they will be analyzing all the issues. Yesterday they went to see Diana Hobson. They actually went to like was it a seamstress shop or something?
Yeah,
at the time of the night.
ladies in
And there's some lady lying down on a couch with her toes tingling around the place. Yes. And if you missed yesterday's episode, the rerun is this morning at 9 on Lifestyle. All right. Nice. Happy Teachers Day to you. If you're a teacher.
We'll be talking about all you need to know about cholesterol right after the break. It's GTV Breakfast. Stay with us.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Two 2006.
Yo, Magaduni and Yagadu, no be here crowd.
How well do the adolescents understand reproductive health? How is peer pressure affecting the youth negatively? Do you know many boys and girls enter adolescence undernourished, making them more vulnerable to disease and early death? How safe are the youth understanding the natural changes happening in their bodies? It's time to enable positive dialogue. Join us on YOLO Talk and let's get interactive as we discuss smart decision making on each selected episode of your favorite youthful TV series, YOLO, with professionals and some of the actors live on GTV. YOLO Talk, making smart.
Are you ready? It's heat hot and we are serving you breakfast. A la carte.
It's a brand new packaged breakfast served on GTV, our style, keeping you on track and updated on news, making the headlines, how to navigate traffic.
What's up with the weather?
Your health check, getting you up to speed on lifestyle, sports, world of showbiz, what's hot and what's not.
It's our date in the morning just for you with the team you can trust.
It's breakfast weekdays.
Some students in the quiz, they win many attractive cash prizes as they tell the story. The overall winner gets a whopping 5,000 CDs. Karimbu is a Dagbani word that means reading or learning. The quiz show Karimbu is about Ghana and Africa. Join us on this incredible, invigorating, motivating and inspiring ride. Karimbu is shown every Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. on GTV.
You when you roar, lion up you the roar.
Thanks for staying with us, and you're still watching Breakfast on GTV, and we just want to encourage you to keep watching this program. And so we are reminding you once again that there are so many giveaways on the show. Yesterday, 3 of you won yourself some pizza from Cheesy Pizza. Would want you to pass by today and pick them up, because we're all gearing up to watch that first episode of Two Hearts on Lifestyle TV, and yesterday that happened. Today we'll have a new set of questions for you, and then those who get them right this morning, you'll also pass by tomorrow morning to pick up your prizes. So Lifestyle TV, you should follow them on their Facebook page, like their page, and also share their content, and keep tagging any of us. Yesterday you watched episode 1. What were your impressions? Send your questions and comments to us on our WhatsApp number 055 55 61034. 055 55 61034. Yesterday we asked, who are the 2 female lead characters in Two Hearts, the telenovela? And some of you, the quickest fingers, and that's what we are going to do from now on. Those who answer correctly first, they get the prize. So yesterday we asked, and 3 of you got it. We have the names right here. You need to pass by GBC today or get in touch with us today, so we can arrange for you to get the prizes that you won. And whilst we are celebrating you, we are also acknowledging our sponsors: Awake Mineral Water, Shoulder Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. A reminder also that you can enter the promo code GTV to get a bonus to play virtual games, soccer, and a whole lot more on mybet.africa.com, and you can use that to play MyBet League, spin to win, drops and wins, and other exciting games. You get 100% money back when you lose your very first bet on that platform. And we say it is the truly Ghanaian home of betting. MyBet.Africa, the home of betting. Let me encourage you not to call the WhatsApp line. It's not a line for you to call. And I just want to read a few of the messages that we received this morning. Good morning. My name is Onobiom, watching you live from Asofan Sabunzongo. The subject I suffered so much is science and mathematics. Oh, I can relate to that. I can relate to that so well, because I also struggled with my mathematics. Don't even ask what I got, but someone is sending us a really long one. You see, if you want us to read the message, just keep it as short as you can, and try not to send anything inappropriate. Guys, please try to play nice, okay, so that we can all just enjoy this space that we are on. So what subjects were your most difficult ones when you were in school? Tell us what they are, and let's see if we have more in common than you might think. We are celebrating teachers today, and we just want them to feel appreciated for the knowledge that they've imparted onto us. And as we do that, we are also celebrating other people who have contributed in other spheres of life. And when COVID-19 threatened and the whole world was engulfed in fear, our brothers and sisters of the health profession had no option but to be brave for all of us. A happy glorious birthday to Michael Akwete Tete, Principal Medical Laboratory Scientist of the Swedro Government Hospital, for your enormous contributions in health to your community and Ghana at large. May God bless you exceedingly. And that's a birthday shout to you, Michael Akwete Tete. Happy birthday to you, sir, and thank you for your sacrifices. And we're reminding you, Lifestyle TV Two Hearts continues again today. So Monday to Friday, every Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. The episodes will be on air, the omnibus at 12 noon and 4, and then the chat room begins. So 2 questions today that you need to answer both correctly, okay? 2 questions, listen carefully. What is the name of the chat room host? So the novella chat room has a host. Yesterday she was on the show, you remember her, dark lady, very well spoken, very outspoken, and she is going to be hosting the chat room. She sat in for the premiere night, which started yesterday at 7 p.m. and they went to a few locations, they reported live, but she stayed in the studio to anchor, and we want you to tell us what her name is, okay? You got that? Okay, so here's my second question, which is causing a lot of giggles in the room. Mona is into fight with cockerels, and she has her own animal that she always bets on. Yesterday, the animal let her down, and so they did not win. She lost her bet, but she calls that cockerel a certain name. Okay, what is the name of Mona's cockerel? Mona akukọ ni efe anything. Akukọ na or little bet efe anything. What's the name of Mona's cockerel? So 2 questions you need to answer for a chance to win some pizza and a Lifestyle TV 2 Heart branded t-shirt right here on the Breakfast Show. And by the end of the show, we'll tell you who those winners are. So fastest fingers first. Those who get it correct the first time, they get it. Also remember that this month of October, we are marking Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And that's why we are wearing pink ribbons, all of us on the show throughout this month of September, to raise awareness on the need to get your breasts examined. So 1% of men and 99% of women are at risk of getting breast cancer at some point in their lives. So it's more prevalent in women than in men, according to what the doctor told us yesterday. So the need to get yourself examined and to have the right scans and investigative diagnostics made is very, very crucial. We want to encourage you. So many free examinations will be going on across the country. Take advantage and get your breast examined. Get those status checked. We want them to be healthy so that you can live a full, healthy life as well. So keep watching GTV Breakfast. There's more to serve on this table, and we'll be back to bring it all to you a la carte. We'll be back.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Hello and welcome to the Helping Hand TV show with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. The Helping Hand is an initiative of the H4P organization where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. The greatest limitations we put on ourselves become the greatest limitations of our lives. If we don't limit ourselves, we can do anything, we can be anything.
I see that there are more abilities lying behind my disability.
Like I say, disability indeed is not inability.
The Helping Hand TV show with the Bishop, showing this and every Saturday at 6 p.m. on GTV, DSTV channel 278 and on our social media platforms.
From September 1st, Ghana is going 100% paperless at the port.
No, we are here for all of us are interested.
Coming live from the capital, this is Breakfast Show.
Thanks for staying on, and we're looking at cholesterol, and it can affect anyone. We know that it's a serious condition and it increases the risk of heart attacks. We are told that many are suffering from high cholesterol while others have died from it. So have you ever checked your cholesterol level? Do you even know what it means? When you check the levels and some figures are said back to you, do you know the risk factors of not checking and what it could predispose you to? If you don't, this is the conversation you need to listen to. Benedicta Kesua-Ado is a dietitian from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and she has joined us now to talk about this. Benedicta, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
So when we talk about cholesterol, immediately some of us think it's fat. Is that correct?
Okay, so cholesterol is a type of fat. So it's more like a waxy substance that is mostly in the blood. So when we talk about cholesterol, we are looking at more what is in your blood than what is in your body, in your tissues. Yeah.
Okay, and how are these levels healthy, and in at what point do they become unhealthy?
Okay, so there are types of cholesterol. We have the good cholesterol and then the bad cholesterol, and the body actually needs cholesterol for most of its activities, like hormone production of vitamin D, for our cell production, etc. But then if you have high levels of the bad cholesterol, then that becomes a problem.
Okay, and which foods give us good cholesterol and which ones give us bad cholesterol?
Bad cholesterol, okay. So we mostly get the bad cholesterols from the high fatty fried foods, so like the deep fried foods. So looking at our Ghanaian community, we are looking at foods like loaf, chomo, and what else is fried, kose, etc. Deep fried foods, and then fatty cuts of meat. So you know, sometimes we eat meat, but then we like the fatty part. We want the offals. These are also ways we get these high cholesterols. And then eating a lot of processed foods, so like the pizzas, the pastries, etc. We get a lot of bad cholesterols from these.
So does eating meat contribute to getting high cholesterol levels? Because you said fatty parts of meat, but sometimes there are perceptions that certain kinds of meats are healthier than other types.
Okay.
Is that true?
Great. So when it comes to the meat, you know, sometimes when you take a cut of meat, you realize that you have a little flesh, a little fat is mixed inside the meat. So if you eat a lot of red meat, you are increasing your risk of having high bad cholesterols. But then you can also prepare some lean cuts of meat where you deliberately take off or skin parts of the fats off, and those ones we can have.
So the perception that, for example, chicken is healthier than maybe beef when it comes to health, is that correct?
Relatively, it's correct, because chicken doesn't have a lot of the fat, and then the way chicken has its fat stored, it's easy to skin. Take it off. So you can take off the skin and take off the fat underneath the skin, but it's not really the case in meat. And then red meat on its own has a lot of saturated fats compared to chicken. So we term poultry and rabbit as white meat, and then the others as red meat.
Okay, so pork is not in the white meat family.
No.
So it's in the red meat family.
Yes.
So the same dangers, if I can use that word, that beef poses and pork poses the same thing, whereas chicken, turkey, duck, and the birds do not offer those things.
So even with those, they are looking at the mode of preparation, because if you're having chicken and then you deep fry with oils that have been used over and over again, you are still increasing your risk of having your LDLs going high, and also the types of oil you are choosing. So if you choose oils that are high in saturated fats, it's still going to be
so what's the healthiest oil then? Because we have a few on the market. There's vegetable oil, there's sunflower oil, I've seen like sesame oil, or a few. What's the best oil for managing or for getting good cholesterol?
Okay, so when you take any oil, be it olive oil, sunflower oil, etc., they have different proportions of these cholesterols, but on the scale, olive oil has more of the healthy fats as compared to the unhealthy fats. So olive oil is top notch. Sunflower oil is equally good. Canola oil, soybean oil, all these are types of oils that can help someone who's battling high cholesterol levels.
It sounds like they're all like plant-based.
Yes.
Olive oil, sunflower, there. So the plant-based ones are more are better for us than the other types.
Yes, mostly the plant-based ones are better. But then we also look at how it was processed. If it's processed with high heat, it's not too healthy compared to the cold pressed options. So even if you are going for plant-based oils, then we want the ones that are cold pressed, even from these choices. If not, they are relatively good. It's not also just the oils.
But how do you know if oil is cold pressed or hot pressed?
So mostly it's indicated on your bottle,
okay,
how it's prepared. But most of the time you don't have access to the cold pressed oils, and they are more expensive. So there are other food choices that can help improve your cholesterol levels, like fatty fish. Example are salmon, what we call salmon, the mackerel, tuna, herrings. These are fishes that have good cholesterol. So looking at seeds and nuts, so all forms of seeds that you enjoy, like the chia seeds, sesame seeds, etc. We are looking at a fruit like avocado. Avocado is rich in healthy oils, so eating a bit of all these things helps to improve your...
So avocado does not give bad cholesterol?
It is full of good cholesterol, but when you eat it in excess, you gain excess weight, and gaining excess weight can reversely contribute to your bad cholesterol.
So don't have it every day, as with other food choices. Then you're saying that the body needs cholesterol to function. So is it the excess of it that brings the problem?
Okay, so even though the body needs cholesterol to function, it produces about 80% of its own cholesterol. So you don't need to eat too much from the external sources.
Okay,
so that's the problem.
So if no, we haven't done any of those things, and we find that we check and we have high levels of cholesterol, what are we likely? What kind of changes are we likely to see or to notice to prompt us that this may be an indication
that your cholesterol is high? So then the thing is, it doesn't have any symptoms. You barely experience any symptoms. When you start having symptoms like maybe sharp pains in your heart, etc., then you started developing complications. So it's advised that at least twice a year you do a routine checkup and check your cholesterol. If you are already managing cholesterol, then at least every 3 months you do a recheck to see how your level.
And talk us through what it means to check your cholesterol. When you go and say, I want to check my cholesterol, what happens?
Okay, so when you go to the lab and say you want to do a lipid profile, they take a blood sample and then they run the test for you, and it comes out in different forms. So you have the total cholesterol, you have your LDLs, that is what we term as the bad cholesterol, you have your HDLs, that is what we term as the good cholesterol, and then another type known as the triglycerides. So the lab will break everything down for you, and your doctor or dietitian will advise you.
So you have high cholesterol levels, the tests have confirmed it. What are your options?
Okay, so it's even though if you don't prevent it or do something properly, it has consequences or it's life-threatening. It's not something you should panic about. Lifestyle changes are the best way to go. So we are looking at increasing your activity level. If you are sedentary, that is, if you are not somebody who does a lot of exercise, you have to increase your activity level. We are looking at cutting back on these deep fried, high fat foods. We are also looking at increasing your fruits and vegetable consumption. A lot of Ghanaians don't eat fruits and vegetables. So if your cholesterol levels are high, you have to start eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. Then you have to move away from the fatty meat and then the offals. You know, we have this gizzard, sausages. You have to move away from those and move towards the fish and then the white meat options. We're also looking at changing your cooking methods. So if you're somebody who does a lot of frying, you can look at boiling, baking, grilling. These are other options that can cut back on your fats. Yeah, we're also looking at, I spoke of the seeds and nuts. So if you're somebody who enjoys them, you can add them to your diet. If you don't already eat them and you want to try them too, it's a good thing.
Okay, so I just want to ask, when the test is given out to you and you see some figures, what figure should you see to say that? So is it for sugar, it's something point something, for cholesterol, what's the good part, and then at which parts should you be really worried?
Okay, so it's laboratory dependent. Depending on the lab you did your test from, you see where the result is, and then you have a range. So it depends on the lab, but most labs, if your total cholesterol exceeds 5.2, then it's getting high. But then you always have to look at the reference values of the particular lab you run your test with.
And I presume that there's a direct correlation between high cholesterol and high blood pressure. Sometimes people confuse the two.
Okay.
What's the difference, and what does one do for the other?
Okay, so when your blood cholesterol goes high or your bad cholesterols go up, what happens is it begins to line the inner walls of your arteries. So you know our veins and arteries, they are in the form of a tube. So just as you have water running through your pipes. So imagine your pipe being blocked or having something stuck inside your pipe. What happens? The space begins to become narrow, and then enough blood is not able to move normally. So the heart will now have to use extra pressure to push the blood. So having high cholesterol levels also affects your blood pressure.
And you need a dietitian to help you navigate your way back to a healthy cholesterol level. How can people reach you if they find?
So there are lots of dietitians in all of our government hospitals. So if you attend any government hospital, you can see one. There are lots also in the private facilities that you can see.
Okay. So if anyone wants to forget everything you've said and just remember one thing about cholesterol, what would that key point be for them to take away from this conversation?
Okay, so my key message would be that we should all avoid these high fat fried foods and then move towards healthy options like the oily fishes, the lean poultry, that is chicken or beef. Also changing our cooking methods, because in the Ghanaian society everything is fried. So if you cut back on frying and do a lot of steaming, baking, grilling, you're moving towards the healthy side.
Thank you, Benedicta, for sharing a part of your day with us. Benedicta Kesuado is a dietitian from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and she has just joined us to talk about cholesterol and what the high levels would mean for your health. And she's saying you need to keep those good cholesterols up and the low cholesterols down. She told us about changing diets, increasing activities, and changing even cooking methods to be able to help us achieve the goal of maintaining a healthy level of cholesterol, which the body needs to function. So hopefully you've learned quite a bit from this as well. Some of you have already started sending me messages on the questions. Someone is saying the host name is something. Okay, you didn't tell us your name, but I've seen the message. I don't want to say it, so I tip it off. This is true. I need somebody who reads streets. Me mamwache akoko no ding de akoko ye frame meti wo Medina. Like, I'm struggling to read the tree, but akoko no ding me fachobo akoko ni ding ene hear me. The cockerel that Mona bets on has a name. So if you watched yesterday's first episode very well, you would have heard she mentioned that name like 3, 4, 5 times at the very least, and she even invited other people to bet on Akokona as well. So if you missed it, there's a repeat this morning. If you want to cheat, you can just go and have another look and then message me before the program ends. We're asking 2 questions today. What's the name of the chat room host, and what is the name of Mona's Cockerel? It's 2 Hearts on Lifestyle TV, which premiered yesterday, and we're doing more giveaways today on the breakfast show. We've already looked at the issue of cholesterol and what it means for our health. Kath will be sitting down very soon to look into the newspapers to see which stories made the headlines, and we'll be back to talk to First Deputy Speaker of Parliament on his life so far. We'll also be discussing how we can help boys and how we can have an improved reproductive health conversation with boys to start them off right on their reproductive health journey. All that and more. And we'll have Koda coming on at the tail end of the show to sit with Valerie to talk about the gospel music industry. All that not to be missed, and I'm sure you can't wait to see how it all unfolds. And we'll be back to take you on that journey after the break. Stay with us.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
I swore an oath on 7th January to be faithful and true to the Republic of Ghana. And that is exactly what I'm doing in the fight against Galamsey.
Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, 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 Galamsey. Esfe Ghana.
Ghana mine, Emrina so Galamsey, SSA Jayo, my Kambum, Naya mine is say and say I pepper.
Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, 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 Galamsey. Esfe Ghana.
Galamsey, yes you I say oh. Galamsey and forest I say oh. Galamsey in Crawford say a bunch of wow bedem.
Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, 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 Galamsey. Esfe Ghana.
Yeah, my Ghana, yes, your man in sell. Yemankana yashamanin seo. Yemankana yashamanin seo. Kalam se master. Kalam se master. Kalam se master. Kalam se master. Kalam se master.
And they call me UJ. Yeah, yeah. Well, we just rock to the next level. Get it to the next level. When you show that to cry, for my campaign, so we try was suicide. Yeah, let bygone be bygone. I didn't see what the bottom go do, we go straight to start. And I go take you to next level. Baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. To next level. Back, baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll take you to next level. Baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't quote next level. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
From 1921 to 2021, the journey to our centenary has been amazingly worthy. Azar Group is 100 years and continues to achieve greatness.
The brands which were in the company are Azar Tex, which is an emulsion paint, texture paints, which we were the first people to produce it in Ghana, and Azar Gloss, which is oil paint. We were the first people to produce the carpenter's glue. Now we have new products like silicone paint.
Join Azar Group celebrate 100 years and to create another brilliant 100 years together.
Please, I've not killed anyone. I just do galamsey.
Your Honor, since the accused has been in the dock for a while, please permit me to serve him some water to drink.
You promised to give me water. This water is coming from the gutter. It will make me sick.
Your Honor, that is it. Due to the galamsey activities of the accused and his cohorts, they have polluted all our water bodies. See, this water is coming from our taps. They have destroyed all our forests, and above all, the activities are killing people.
Mr. Eja, you have been found guilty of indulging in galamsey. And since you don't want to mention the names of your bosses, you have been sentenced to 25 years in prison. This is my judgment.
Please, I will talk. Mr. Francis is bad. Mr. Martin is bad. Mr. Usu, please, Your Honor, please.
Yenjai galamsey. Yenjai galamsey.